Welcome back everyone, it's Vaz again with another video from World of Warships Legends. And in today's gameplay video, we have the Russian Tier 5 Tech Tree Cruiser Gorky. And we are in a Tier 5 and 6 game of domination on the map Sleeping Giant. Now this ship is from the new alternative Russian cruiser line, and I did get it, quote, early in a free Russian cruiser crate. Well, it technically wasn't free. It was from the Admiralty backing through the campaign, but close enough. Now, the Gorky is very different from the other Tier 5 Tech Tree cruiser, the Bodoni. The Bodoni is more of a light cruiser with 152mm guns, while the Gorky's guns are 180mm. The Gorky is actually a sister ship of the Tier 5 Premium Molotov. Furthermore, the Tier 4 cruiser Kirov was actually the lead ship in their class, so you'll notice that they're all very similar. However, having been laid down after the Kirov, the Gorky and the Molotov had improvements to their design and propulsion, so you'll notice that they look a little different and that the Tier 5s are faster. There aren't a whole lot of real Russian ships in the game, and I do really like the Molotov, so I found this all to be pretty interesting, and I thought I'd share it with you. Anyways, as for this match, we had the center spawn, and so we started to head over to the eastern portion of the map, basically just to support our two destroyers that were headed over in that direction. So on this side of Sleeping Giant, there are two spots I like to play my cruisers and battleships. One of them is the island right above the Charlie Cap there. It's low and it's easy to fire shots over top of. And the second one is where I've parked the Gorky right now, right beside the large island. And in that way I have a clear view into the eastern portion of the map. If any destroyers pop out, or if anyone's hiding behind the opposite islands where there looks to be a couple of cruisers right now, you'll have a good line of sight on them. Because there tends to be a lot of places where you can hide amongst the islands, and if you are spotted, it's easy enough to become undetected again. Although it's a little risky in these Russian cruisers because their detectability is so bad. For example, we were spotted by a plane already, so you just got to think of it as a high risk, high reward position. But lucky us, one of our destroyer teammates has laid a smoke screen for us, and so we're just gonna borrow this guy for a second and just start seeing what we can do with it. And that Byron there is on a bit of a suicide run, and so we just started to work him over, lighting a couple of fires, I believe. We swapped over to AP just in case he had a fight fire with fire skill going, and to also test out the AP penetration of the Gorky against battleships. And well, that wasn't the best time to test out the AP penetration because we got a whole bunch of shatters instead of penetrations, and it looked like that kind of cost us the kill there at the very end. But oh well, at least he's been eliminated. Next, let's see how our HE does against this slow-moving Mahan. This is a perfect target. Still using this smoke screen, and even if this smoke screen does dissipate, we're still nicely tucked behind this island here. The Mahan gets hit hard. Looks like someone else hit him as well as us. But now to our 12 o'clock, which is the southern portion of the map, the Molotov is making himself known. And so we immediately swap over to AP and move a little bit forward so we can take a shot at him. Looks like he's trying to push our two destroyer buddies over there. First salvo resulted in just a couple of overpans and a bunch of misses, so let's make sure our second one we lead it properly. He was at a bit of a weird angle. And that second lead was a lot better, and we end up getting the Citadel and sinking him for our first kill of the game. Alright, so let's get back to our regularly scheduled program of being undetected and just shooting into the center over top of this island here. As a cruiser, our main goal is to take out the destroyer, so we did take a shot on the Minx there. But for our next salvo, the Mahan has appeared again. And just as he was about to turn in, we readjusted our shot and hit him almost perfectly for our second sinking of the match. Again, that Minsk was visible for a second, So we fired on him. No results though, there's smoke screens everywhere. Now this New Mexico thought, hey, that Byron earlier looked like he had a lot of fun sailing out into the open in the middle there and getting focused by everyone. I'm gonna do that too. And so we oblige him and just start firing on him. Just for good measure, we did swap to AP for a couple of salvos. Although he did start to turn in, so we changed our focus to the Graf Spee, who's just been doing loops apparently around the center portion of the map. This was just one of those matches, you know, where you had a whole bunch of newer players just doing some very random things. Perhaps displaying some questionable tactics. But hey, at least those guys are on the red team for once. Normally they're all on the blue team. Speaking of questionable tactics, what in the shit is that carrier doing? Come to think of it, I don't know if I've seen him launch his planes all game. He's just kinda taking that carrier for a Sunday stroll. Maybe he was playing with his eyes closed and he thought he was playing a destroyer. He did go and get the alpha cap, so I guess good on him. But he should have stayed in there. I don't know what he was thinking, just cruising out to the middle of the map there. But we'll be the benefactor of his craziness. Just start firing away HE on him. Getting all kinds of good damage. And hey, look at that. He actually assisted in helping the team get the Bravo cap. This guy's doing all kinds of good stuff for his team. Still don't see him launching his planes yet. Oh, there he goes. But it's going to be too little too late. As we fire last salvo on him. That gets us our third kill of the match. That Graf Spee coming up on us. He's a little bit too close for comfort. So we start making a little bit of a move. And at the same time, the Devonshire pops out. We still have one destroyer teammate in the northern portion of the map, and that Devonshire is making a beeline for him. We'd hit him really hard for a good chunk of damage with our first shot on him with HE. We swapped over to AP. And with our next shot, scored 2 Citadels and a sinking, sending us our 4th kill of the game. We are right rolling now. The New Mexico looks like he's beached himself on that island there. We can't quite fire over top of it. We used our torp indicator to see which direction he might be heading next. And he's just kind of sitting there. And so our thinking was to head over to the southern portion of the map to try and flank him. Seemed like a good idea while his attention was focused on our teammates in the north. But a funny thing happens on our way over there. We noticed that in the Delta cap, it says that it's contested. And our old twist and track, or whatever it's called on the Russian cruiser commanders, intuitive or something, it actually switches over to the southern area. So we know that's where the last destroyer is. And there the Minx did pop up, and so we took a shot on him. That netted us the Confederate medal. But unfortunately, that's not where we're going to get our Kraken, as the last 2 torp boats in the game take each other out. Well, the New Mexico has reversed his direction, and now he's heading towards the south. A little bit of retreat action on his part. Unfortunately, that big island's in the way, so we can't shoot at him quite yet. And the Molotov in the distance, he's a little bit out of our range. Being that this is only the 2nd game I've played in the Gorky, we don't have that range upgrade grinded out yet. And we actually don't have any upgrades grinded out yet, for that matter. Now, we really wanted to YOLO this New Mexico and get the Kraken over with, but we're just not in a good enough position to do it. And we get caught here with our pants down. Oh my goodness, this is gonna hurt so bad. But no, he fires HE at us and we bounce his shells, taking 0 damage. Holy smokes, that should have been the end of us. But all that happened was we got our engine knocked out. Well, we're gonna repair that lickety-split and keep on trucking. That's the problem when you get a little overzealous, though. You start to make mistakes like that. We're still gonna stick to the plan, though, of flanking this New Mexico by going all the way around. And while we're doing that, let's get our commander up on the screen. We're using the offensively minded Nikolai Kuznetsov. Our inspirations are Rue and Scott. And in addition to our intuitive skill choice, we've selected all offensively minded skills as well. Now this commander build is one that I've been using on the Alcachov and the Shores. And now that I've obtained the Petor Bagration, and I've started to work on these tech tree heavy Russian cruisers, I'm thinking that I'm going to swap out Rue and choose a different inspiration like Yamamoto or Luchins or someone like that. And so here we are, we've gone all the way around the island and flanked the New Mexico, launched our torps at him. He beached himself against the island yet again. Seemed to be something that was pretty fun in his mind. Makes it all the more easy to get our 3.9 kilometer torps away on him. And they were able to finish him off, netting us our 5th kill of the game and their Kraken Unleashed medal. And look at that, still at full health in the Gorky. Not a bad little match. So yeah, I do really like this ship. As someone who likes the Molotov, I suppose it's not surprising. The ballistics on the ship are right up my alley. The shells aren't all floaty like a lot of the light cruisers in the game. You know, when you fire the guns on this thing, the shells get to their target pretty quickly. You know, thank goodness the carrier was able to take out the last enemy and end the match. That match ended up being really close at the end there. Well, and as for our stats, we end the game with over 109,000 in damage, those 5 kills, the Confederate medal, Kraken Unleashed medal, and the High Caliber medal. We finished top of the leaderboard on our team with over 2,500 in XP. And I'll be honest, in a tier 5 cruiser, this is probably as good of a game as I'll ever have. Well, if you did like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of my videos. Feel free to leave a comment down below, and as always, stay healthy and do what makes you happy.